All right, let's do it live on a Football Friday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. He is the great Dr. Z. Sheriff Z. Marshall Z.
There's a new sheriff in town, boys, and you're looking at him.
Look at you. You're ready to go.
Yes.
You are ready to go here on a Twisted Tea Takeover
How
Day.
could you not be? Would
Look
you
at
look
these
at the
things.
size of this can?
I mean, what is the ounce on that sucker? It's a pint. That's a
Oh,
pint.
it's a pint. It sure is.
Like one of those
It's
at
a
about
pint
10
and
a.m.
8
Sunday
ounces.
morning, hour 2 of pregame.
Yeah, and this is
Our
good
great
because
friends.
it's refreshing.
It's a lovely can. Like even got the brown striping on the
Oh,
top. You like that?
I
Just
do
like
like
on
it.
the sleeves.
I do like a
Cleveland Browns.
hard iced tea.
Oh, I enjoy a hard iced tea.
Absolutely,
It's a real treat. Real
Keep
treat.
it twisted.
So
I will.
because this is here, Gibby, we now have the
bucket.
green light to consume during the next 2 hours. Is
Probably
that-
not.
I'm pretty sure we're
sad,
now
sad.
that we're
The Twisted Tea
Tea
Takeover.
We've
it
moved our
starts
show
at
to an
3.
adult time. It feels like
That's true. It's later in the evening.
It's like
It said it
certain
started at
things couldn't
3.
be on TV until
3.
later. No, this is pretty late.
Yeah.
Turns out
I think
this
we're
is-
in. I think we can
we're
do
in.
it. I think it's
I think
carte
happy
blanche.
hour on a Friday is
That's
underway.
right.
It's carte blanche.
Everybody else is having the time.
That's
of
what
their
it should
lives.
be. Yeah.
Nobody
No,
in here.
they're all gone.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Who's stopping us? There's no stopping us.
Who's listening?
Are you going to be a lot of people are
Nobody's
listening.
listening.
People are dialed in. Are you kidding me? The scores are back.
The scores are
People
back.
are listening.
You're welcome.
This is how people put their kids through college.
You're welcome, by the way.
People
Nice
are
1-0
listening.
start to start the week.
Duh.
Some get academic
On a Thursday.
scholarships. Others just play the scores to get their kids
That's all
in
you
college.
need. That's all you
Our
need.
boy Mitchell Ray.
Play the
I'll tell you what, if you've done it the last
dialed.
8 years,
How many Ivy League schools we got to pay for here?
I was going to say.
I mean, $100,000 a year at the Ivies. Easy,
Come on.
easy. You could do that here
Yeah.
with what we've given you
Listen,
through the years.
Are you being hit hard by the tariffs like so many of us? We can help you out with the
Pay
scores.
attention to the scores.
Pay attention to
That's
the
all you got to
scores.
do.
Tariffs, schmariffs. That's what you're going to be saying.
Swaps it right out.
They're paying the tariffs.
You ready for this? Browns Bengals.
Of course
We're
I'm ready.
here.
I feel like this is my
Course I'm
second
ready.
tour of duty today. To be honest,
Yeah,
in many ways it is.
many ways it is. We're back.
Such a rough day.
Week 1.
Thank you for the acknowledgement, Gibbe.
You're welcome.
Gibbe's even become like
I keep hitting the mic with
more
my
on
hat.
my
I know
side.
you do.
More on my side than he's been in recent. I almost feel like the way that those one side's at least
When
the
you
camera
design
looks
the
like
new
one
set,
side's up,
Gibby,
I feel like I'm like Australian for Dabo. G'day, mate.
yeah, it definitely needs. I think you need a center pull down a little bit. There is what you need. Stetson Open Road. That's what I think it's kind of modeled after. The Stetson Open Road. Yeah.
Our guest picker looks pretty darn good in one. Of
course
You'll
he does.
see
He's
him
got a
later
mustache.
today
Oh,
with it.
Marshall Pedro.
That's right.
Not Pedro.
We did the trial. He lost the trial.
I know, but this is what he's saying.
No, he's
I want to
Pedro.
know about Christian
He's gotta be
McCaffrey.
lost.
Says, what does it say on his name tag?
I don't know. What does it say on your name tag? NP Zagura.
Not Pedro, because that is great. Our guys have practiced the Hazen, the barn. Myles Garrett returned to practice today. Mike Hall will not play in the game on Sunday. When you get down to the field on Sunday, you will notice it looks a little bit different as the Browns are reportedly heading back to the primary logo for the midfield design. So that one right there. There you go. Yeah, I guess it's behind
You
me.
can
There
see
you
a
go.
little bit of it.
Yeah, there you go. So, look, this is it's the most. I don't think there's a team in the National Football League that has more pressure on them than Cincinnati Week 1. Everything they've done this offseason, everything they've done in August has been building towards this. They are quite confident in their processes. On the other side of it is a Browns team that people, quite honestly and frankly, don't think much of around the country. We've all seen the win totals that are out there in terms of what is expected of us and the conversation around it. I would just tell you that based on what we've seen in the last 6 weeks through camp and through all of this to get to this point, there isn't anybody on this team who views it that way and certainly does not believe that that's what this team is all about. And I think they
No.
probably can't wait to show you on Sunday.
No, and that is definitely the sense in the building. I got to talk with one of the biggest L's walking.
Yeah.
And when is that airing, Gibbe?
It's slated to air in the pregame. We may have permission on clips a little bit later on.
Yeah, please. I'd like it. Let me tell you something. I needed like the Rocks camera. Goosebump City. Fired up. No, this is a team that there is not a lot of belief in the Cleveland Browns outside of these walls.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because the good news is you don't play, the game results aren't produced by power rankings. They're not produced by computers. They're not played on paper. They are played on the football field. And if you want to change a narrative about yourself, you have that opportunity. You get that opportunity 17 times, 17 sprints, as Andrew Berry told us yesterday.
I love that. And
you have the first one of those in a very high-profile fashion against one of the great quarterbacks in the game, Joe Burrow, one of the great passing attacks of any time in the Cincinnati Bengals, and a chance to a team that has done everything that it can to make sure that they don't do what they have done the last 3 seasons, which is start 0-2. Their coach, Zach Taylor, is 1-11 in weeks 1 and 2 as a head coach in the
crazy.
The NFL. Joe Burrow is 1-9. 1-9. So they play him in the preseason. We talked about yesterday. I don't know how much what you did 3 weeks ago carries over all
Who
that
knows?
much, but
Yeah.
we'll find out. I do think I was on Mo Pedman's program this morning, and his co-host, I thought, made a very good point, is that this is kind of a game where I think if you're the Browns and you can jump on them early or you're keeping it tight, the pressure is on the Bengals.
It is. It's on before toe meets ball. The pressure's
Yes.
on them.
So
These first 2 games. We'll have Ben Baby on in 10 minutes, not even. The first 2 games from the Bengals' perspective have to be wins.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're gearing up for, because they feel like they missed the postseason last year because they lost at home to Jacoby Brissett and the Patriots. And so everything they've done is to win these first 2 games. They've got us and they got Jacksonville at home, and they're looking at those 2 and going 2-0. That's where they got to be. All the pressure's on them.
Yeah.
So
But I
if
think you
anything adds to it, if you start good,
Yeah.
then it really goes.
Well, then you get into that here we go again
yeah, of course.
statement, that sentiment, and that can be, then you start playing as a little squeaky bum time, and people get tight, they make mistakes, and hopefully you can capitalize on it. I love this matchup. I love that the expectations are so low. The fact of the matter is, look, this is going to be an excellent defense. Mm-hmm. They stay healthy, especially up front, and listen, you need Greg and Denzel to stay healthy, but if they do, this is going to be an excellent defense. Joe Flacco is the most prolific passer in the National Football League since the year 2023. It's just a fact.
That is pretty wild, but it's true.
Leads the league in passing yards per game, leads the league in passing touchdowns per game. Burrow is 3rd in yards and tied with Flacco 1st in touchdowns. Jared Goff 2nd for those keeping score at home. So you should be an offense that scored the ball. When you had Joe Flacco here last time, he averaged 28.6 points a game. We've gone through the wins over the Bengals. We average over 30 points a game in our 6 wins in the last 10 matchups. You should be able to score it. We heard an optimistic general manager, Andrew Berry, yesterday that Quinshon Judkins will be back soon. It's obviously not going to be this week for this game, but hopefully it will be soon.
Yep.
You're going to be able to run it. Flacco can throw it. Fannin looks good. Cedric Tillman looks good. Thrash looks good. You know about Judy and David Njoku. Isaiah Bond looks good. You've got some pieces here, and you have a very good veteran offensive line that are going to be able to handle. What kind of separates teams, and I was talking about this with Joe today, is early in the season, he said some of the things that come down to are the teams that handle the unscouted looks the best. Mm-hmm. And with all those veterans, we should be in a position to handle some of those unscouted looks the best. You look at the interior of the line for the Bengals, you got a rookie and you have a journeyman who's in his first season with this football team. How are they going to be able to communicate? Probably not as well as Joel Bitonio, Ethan Posick, Wyatt Teller, by the way, all of whom are significantly more accomplished than any of the people on the interior of the line for the Bengals. So, yeah, they've got Burrow. He's going to make things right, sometimes even when they're wrong. But I feel pretty good about this from a Cleveland Browns standpoint in terms of our strengths match up well with their weaknesses. We've got these veterans. It's a mix of veteran and youth, and sometimes it's better to not know what you don't know for a period of time. Just go out there and play fast, and let's see what happens.
Absolutely. And the strength versus strength is fun, and they are banking entirely on their defense being good for a couple of stops. Conversely, our offense with Flacco, we've seen what it can be. We saw what he did last year in Indy. I mean, he's going to take teams up and down the field. It's just the way that he goes about his business. So he's going to get up and be able to sling it.
Yep.
And so that is going to allow for an entertaining game on Sunday down at the stadium. And it's fun to start it with a divisional game. Away we go.
Yes, away we go.
Away we go.
I can't wait because that's just what it all builds to. It builds to these games that matter, where there are lasting consequences. And you could say it's only week one. Well, ask the Cincinnati Bengals if week one had lasting consequences. They're still thinking about it. They've changed their entire offseason approach because of it.
Because of it, yeah. It's fact. Celebrate the Browns home opener with a perfect combo: football, tailgates, and Twisted Tea. The Twisted Tea tailgate is moving to Dog Pound Drive starting this weekend for the home opener. Stop by 10 a.m. to 1 every home game for the 2025 season. Twisted Tea is celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Dog Pound with this new 24-ounce co-branded Cleveland Browns can, now available for a limited time wherever you grab your game day drinks. The 24-ounce can means more of the hard iced tea that you love, perfect for tailgates and kickoff celebrations. I'll tell you what I'd do with that sucker. I love the can. That's going in a big Yeti over ice, baby.
Oh,
that's
kids.
how that's going, and then we're on. Then you're off.
Like
then
it
you're
was
off and
brewed
running
in the sun.
and ready to go. Those are your
By
hot
your
topics. Those are the hot topics of the day presented. Brewed in the sun by your grandpa.
Brewed in the sun the old way.
The old way.
The old way. Let the sun warm the tea.
Old brew. Old
Let
brew.
it percolate the flavors. Ready for market.
Hell of a market. Hot Topics today presented by University Hospital's official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. We'll go behind enemy lines with our buddy Ben Baby of ESPN coming up next. It is a Football Friday, and we are off and running on Cleveland Browns Daily presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Attention Browns fans, Barking Backers official dog fan club of the Cleveland Browns is back for the 2025 season. Get your pup in on the action with exclusive gear, events, and more. Memberships are available now. Fetch yours today or gift a membership to a furry friend at barkingbackers.com. Barking Backers is presented by Milkbone in association with Embrace Pet Insurance and Pet Supplies Plus. Time to head behind enemy lines on the Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea Hotline. Brought to you by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. He's our good buddy, ESPN, NFL Nation, Bengals reporter Ben Baby joins us there. Ben, thanks so much for taking the time, bud. Always good to talk to you. Let's just start here. Everybody here certainly knows the way that the Bengals have started seasons under Zach Taylor. They went through a very big change in the way they go about their business in the preseason to try to avoid that. All of those things being said, is this as much pressure as you can recall for a Bengals opener?
Yeah, it's funny. I think I got chided mid-press conference by a reporter saying it was asking Jamar if it was a must-win. I said, no, I didn't say it was a must-win. There's no elimination game. But I think it's about as close as you get. And, it's funny. We're working on something for ESPN.com tomorrow about the pressure Zach Taylor could potentially be facing and the team in general. And Zach has kind of soaked it all up over the course of the entire offseason. I'm looking at a quote right now that says, you've got to coach every single day like your career is on the line. And he loves it. And he said, he loves having, that pressure on him, and he doesn't view it as pressure. He likes knowing that, those obligations, those stakes are going to be as high. But, on this entire team, on him, on Burrow, I think the fact that they haven't been to the playoffs the last couple of years, last year they squandered a very healthy Joe Burrow season and an MVP caliber season. They know that they need to get back to that point of playing for championships. So I do think that's a fair assessment on your end.
Ben, when you look at this team last year, you mentioned the season Burrow had, and we know what Chase did, and Higgins and Chase Brown. It was not on the offense. It was on the defense. And when you look at this defense, Sam Hubbard retired. You lose the leading tackler, Jermaine Pratt. Mike Hilton has gone on the back end, so there were losses at all three levels. But it doesn't seem like there was a huge reload. They continue to try to draft on the defensive side, and part of the reason they're in the problem there is because they haven't. But what is the confidence level, and why should there be or should there not be confidence that this defense is going to be any better this year than it was a year ago?
It's interesting because I thought towards the end of last season they figured it out. We saw Lou Anarumo simplify some things, and that helped them win 5 straight games. Unfortunately, that was too little too late, and at that point that caused Zach Taylor to go out and find a new coordinator, and so he brought back Al Golden, who was previously their linebackers coach. And you talk about some of those pieces, and thinking about it, I think that they're actually probably going to upgrade at certain spots. You see Dax Hill slotted in at slot cornerback. Pardon the pun there. It was not intended, but he'll be replacing Mike at slot cornerback, and I think that's going to be a big benefit for that secondary. Demetrius Knight, you're getting a younger player in Jermaine Pratt. I don't know if he's, we'll see if he's going to be able to pick up where Pratt left off, because Pratt, I think, was a very underrated player. I think he got a lot of flack at times, but he was a very smart player who knew where he needed to be and was very gap sound, which I think is something that you're going to see Ken Knight do that as a rookie. And then a defensive line, there should be, if you can get production out of Joseph Osai, we'll see what Shamar Stewart, their first-round pick this year, brings to the table. And if you get continued, production from Trey Hendrickson and also T.J. Slayton in the interior can be a big benefit. You're looking at some upgrades across that defense. And for a team, had that defense played marginally better, they're probably in the playoffs. So I think there is some confidence that under Al Golden and given some of those pieces, this team can be better than it was on that side of the ball.
Speaking of Al Golden, that's probably the biggest change, right, on that side. He's in as the defensive coordinator. What's it going to look like? What have you noticed? What are the differences, and what do you think they're going to try to do, schematically against the Browns?
I think we're going to get a good look. They've done a very good job of not showing what they want to do in these preseason games, and it's always tough to tell in the practices kind of what exactly they want. But I think when you talk to guys, that secondary, they're going to try to make sure things are as simple as it can be in trying to make sure those guys can play fast and react and not think. That's been a big point of emphasis. And then up front, being able to run some games and twists and stunts to make sure that they're putting pressure on opposing quarterbacks, something that Joe Burrow talked about. He said, I'm used to seeing that from other teams, and I'm seeing it from our guys in practice now. And I think that, we'll see how well they're able to marry the pass rush and the coverage. That was something that was talked about a lot last year on that side of the ball. And this group knows that, they've got to play better. They've heard everything everyone's had to say about them over the offseason. Even T. Higgins yesterday said, it's kind of hurtful for me as their teammate to hear people ripping the defense that much. And so I think that everyone knows, where they need to be better. And so we're clear. I think the offense, there are some things and some situations where they need to be better as well. Last year, they did not close games out all that well. Joe Burrow's QBR dropped below his season average in the fourth quarter compared to where it was. And so maybe this year, if he doesn't feel the need to put it all on his shoulders, does that change? We'll see. But I think that's something that should be pointed out as well.
Offensively, obviously, they're one of the most explosive teams in the entire National Football League, but notoriously slow starters. We saw them play a lot in the preseason. I think Joe had 5 drives in the preseason, which is far more than expected. Even sometimes, Ben, I'd tune in, and Jamar was out and T was out, but Joe was still in the game. Some anxious moments sometimes. He would hold on to the ball too long. I guess we'll find out Sunday if it worked, but do you get the feeling that it did watching as you did?
It's really hard to say. I thought it was interesting. It's going to sound so stupid. I know it's so I'm going to preface that before I come out of my mouth. But today they played house music at practice, which I thought was unique. I'm not sure what it was, but the tempo was definitely up there. Normally, when Hilton was here, a rapper by the name of Young Thug, I don't know if anybody's familiar, but
sure.
They've had Young Thug Fridays going back to 2022. That is no longer there. I thought it was interesting. I've been curious to see what the energy will be like on Sunday. I thought, as practice got through, everyone talked about how competitive it was, how, that seemed to be an uptick compared to previous years. They've obviously done a lot of different things. Will any of that matter? I think we'll find out on Sunday. I thought the energy at practice today, it's probably, I know Sam Staley, their equipment guy, is very intentional about what he puts on the playlist at practice. And so I think it's probably not a small thing that he decided to go with something upbeat for Friday to get those juices flowing for a very big game. And I think it's as close to a must-win as you're going to get in Week 1.
Talking with Ben Baby. Ben, what do you see as the keys to victory in this game for Cincinnati and conversely for the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah, I think it's going to be dictated early. If the Bengals can get touchdowns early on and be able to force the Browns to chase the game, that's going to be the best way for them. The Bengals typically like playing that way, and they're suited to play that way, and get out to a fast start and be able to protect a lead. They feel comfortable being able to do that. But I think this is going to be, Kevin Stefanski does such a great job in these matchups, and it's always been, as we say in the fight game, styles make fights, and this has always been a tricky matchup for the Bengals no matter how good they've been. I think if they're able to get out early and then also find a way to contain the Browns' rushing attack, that's going to be the biggest thing. And if you're Cleveland, what you want to do is try to shorten the game as much as possible, keep the ball out of Burrow's hands, and don't give him the opportunity to be on the field. And if you're able to, I think especially with Joe Flacco at quarterback, if you're able to go out and pound the rock, get those good chunk yardage, and then Stefanski, it almost does not matter who the quarterback is. He finds the perfect moment to unleash a bootleg or a naked to give his quarterback a free side of the field to throw the ball to. It doesn't matter who it's been over the years, and they've been able to capitalize with some big plays, explosive plays. So limiting those will be critical for Cincinnati.
All right, talking just a little bit, the two things on the offense side that I just had questions about going into my preparation for this game, and you see the addition of Noah Fant. They've got Gesicki. Fant still had 500 yards last year in Seattle. Is this a signal that maybe they want to get into more 12 personnel looks this season with two guys that can certainly be receivers in addition to obviously their big two, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's not just the 12 personnel where you have the one running back and 2 tight ends out there, hence the nomenclature, but you also want 2 different types of tight ends.
Yep.
When you look at what Gesicki does, he's a pass-catching tight end. I think a lot of times over the years, their tight ends have been too siloed in their skill sets. For example, Drew Sample, I don't think is going to scare anybody in the passing game, but he's probably one of the most undervalued players on this roster for what he does in the run game and in pass protection. But with Noah Fant, he comes in and gives you a mix of both. And I think they liked that last year from rookie Eric All, who suffered another knee injury last season, and really liked how he opened up the offense. they're hoping that Fant can do the same thing. And I thought it was interesting that Joe Burrow pointed out that Fant's going to be, a key player on this offense this season. So definitely I think your intuition's correct in that they want to make sure that they can use them effectively and keep those defenses a little bit more balanced.
And one thing that also allows them to do is put both of those guys on wings and then allow them to chip and give Joe Burrow hopefully a little bit more time to get the ball to Chase and Higgins and some of those protection looks. Because if there is a question about this team offensively, we haven't talked about it yet, it is the line. How do they feel about Amarius Mims coming along in his second season? And then it's that interior, especially at the guard position, with the rookie and then Lucas Patrick, that feels to be like a place that the Browns are going to try to attack and get to Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I would expect that to definitely be the case. Amarius Mims, they feel good about him and where he's at,
okay.
And think that he's going to continue his trajectory. And when he's been healthy, he's looked very good. I think they've finally found a right tackle that's been something that they have been struggled with for years. I mean, I think you could go back a long time to find a time in Bengals history where they felt really this good about both of their offensive tackles. And I was talking to Orlando Brown. He's excited for this matchup. He broke his leg last year against Cleveland in that game, and coming into that game, he was our metrics had him as the number one tackle in the league in pass block win rate. So I think he was potentially headed towards an all-pro season before he got hurt. At least the numbers suggested that. He is excited for this matchup against Myles Garrett, but they may move Myles inside, like you said, because if I'm Jim Schwartz, I want to test that interior. I want to see what Dylan Fairchild looks like, but more importantly, what Lucas Patrick looks like. They seem to wait a very long time to solidify what that right guard situation is going to look like. They've got Dalton Reisner now waiting in the wings in case something happens if they don't like what that line looks like on Sunday and really at the beginning of the season. So that interior will continue to be a big question mark, specifically that right guard spot as they move through this season.
Ben, we'll get you out of here on this one. And count me as one of those who doubted that they could pull all of this off, but they did keep them all. Higgins, Chase, Burrow, of course, and then Hendrickson as well, at least for this year. They're able to run it all back. And yet when you hear people talk about the ultimate prize of the Super Bowl, there is the pressure that's on Baltimore and Buffalo. Do the people inside that building believe that they should be in that conversation, that they have a Super Bowl-type contender down in Cincinnati?
Yeah, I think they do, and it always is going to stem from Joe Burrow. I think the amount of belief, every time you talk to anybody, any player in that locker room, it's like, what do we got to do to get Joe Burrow in a good position? If it's a defense, how do we get turnovers? How do we make sure that he has the ball in his hands as much as possible? And, so someone was asking me about this the other day, actually in Cleveland, and I said this. I said, Burrow has had the best camp he's ever had. He's had the best offseason by far, and I would not be shocked if he has an even better year than a year he had before. And it's interesting. I thought last year his numbers finally reflected the hype he's had, throughout the course of his time in the NFL. But even when his numbers weren't great statistically, he wasn't one of the league's best quarterbacks. He's always given the team a sense of belief that as long as he's out there, they can go out and compete with anybody. And I think that's the value of having a franchise quarterback. And if you're the Browns eyeing, what's next, I think when you look for a quarterback, you want somebody who gives that feeling to not only, the players, but also everybody inside the building. And I think you've seen that resonate with Burrow, and they understand, we want to make sure that we want to do everything we can to support him. And if you have a special talent like that, how do we make sure that we embolden him to go out and perform at his highest level?
Ben, you're the best, buddy. Safe travels up here. Thank you so much for your time.
As always, good talking to y'all.
There he goes, the great Ben Baby, ESPN NFL Nation Bengals reporter on the Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea Hotline. Brought to you by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. And as you can see, Twisted Tea, if you're watching on the YouTube, here in studio, a little bit of a takeover. Lovely lids.
Oh, baby.
The cans are gorgeous. They're ready to roll. You can pick them up on Sunday, and away you go. There you go. Good stuff out of them. Are you ready? We're going to do some prognosticating.
Oh, I'm ready.
NFL picks.
I've been ready.
Across the board.
When we started off 1-0. We're
ready to roll. Well, not scores yet. Scores will be an hour from now.
I know. I'm just saying we're ready.
We're ready.
Our
we're locked in.
So far,
That's
dialed.
true. That's true.
Can't say
With this new time slot, sometimes I forget what part of the show we're in. You know what I mean? We'll do our NFL prognostications coming up next.
We're almost ready to have Nathan go 0-1 in over/under.
Jeez, you're just out of nowhere.
You're 0 for your career, my friend. 0 for your career. I am undefeated, unblemished.
Cleveland Browns
never
Daily.
lost.
850 ESPN Cleveland. Hey, Browns fans, enter the Dog Dash sweepstakes presented by Milkbone for a chance to have your pup compete in the annual dog races during halftime of the Browns-Dolphins games on October 19th. Grand prize includes 2 season tickets for the 26th season. Milkbone for a year. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/milkbone to enter. It's prediction time. Hello, Gibbe.
Hi.
How are you?
Let's get right down to it, gentlemen. Give me your picks for the following, and I look forward at the halfway point in the year for all of us to laugh at one another. And
We're pretty good at this usually, aren't we, Gibby? I feel like
there was one year we were.
on it.
Do you
I
want to
think
know,
you and
know
I-
what we had last year?
We were. I
Yeah.
think he was on it, and we were
How-
well off of it.
Did we? Yeah.
All right, here we had last year. AFC West, we had the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Yep.
AFC North, I had Gibby and I had the Browns. You had the Bengals.
Literally.
AFC South, we all had Houston.
Well, they won it. They got in. They won, so we're good.
Yeah, good.
Okay, that's good.
AFC East, Gibby and I had the Jets.
Oh, you guys.
You had Miami.
I was closer than you.
Buffalo. Well,
Slightly.
I'm closer in
Slightly.
proximity to Buffalo.
Oh, you're going geographically.
Yeah.
Not
Much
with
closer.
us.
Yeah,
Geographically,
I
you're
thought
closer
we
to
were
Buffalo.
off on
How
this
could we
last
all have not picked Buffalo last year? What a bunch of idiots.
yeah.
Hold on. Not only did none of us, because remember there was like all this regression. I don't know. None of us, not a single one of us even had Buffalo in the playoffs.
Oh, we had a
period.
missing.
They are nowhere to be found.
That was smart.
Yep.
Good job.
Sweet.
NFC
job,
West,
us.
we all had the Niners.
Just listen for the scores.
NFC West, we all had the Niners. NFC North, I had Green Bay. You both had Detroit.
Okay.
All right.
NFC South, Bo and I had Atlanta. Gibbe had Tampa. He ended up being right. Atlanta blew it.
Blew it. You blew
You
it.
blew it, boy. NFC East, we all had Philly.
Okay,
Excellent.
Good job.
Wild cards, I had Detroit, Chicago, and Dallas, which I think I was right on Detroit.
Yeah.
You had Dallas, the Rams, and Atlanta. I believe you were correct on the Rams.
Just Rams, yeah.
And Gibbe had Dallas, Rams, Atlanta. He was correct on the Rams. AFC wild cards, I had Cincinnati. Oh boy, this is ugly.
Told you. I don't think
Miami
this
and the
back.
Chargers.
So you got one.
You had Baltimore, the Browns, and the Jets.
Oh, God, Jets. Why do we like the Jets?
Hold on.
Rodgers. Had to be
Rodgers.
just
It was
thinking
Rodgers. Yeah,
back.
year two.
So
He's
we need the
healthy.
we need the
Can't be
Rodgers
bad.
effect to happen to
Yeah.
the pukers.
Meantime, they fight
Gibbe, Bengals, Dolphins, Jags.
Bengals, Dolphins.
I went over.
Yeah.
Big time.
Wow. Not great
NFC
out of us.
Championship game. I had the Niners and the Packers. You had the Niners and Detroit. Gibbe had Philly and the Niners.
Okay.
There we go.
AFC Championship game. You and I,
Got everything
What did
else
we do?
wrong, but
What did we do?
the Browns against the Chiefs.
Yeesh.
Gibbe had the Chiefs against Houston.
Okay.
I in the Super Bowl had Browns Niners.
Oh.
You
What
had
fun that would have been.
you had Niners and Chiefs. And at this point, I would invite the camera to go on to Gibbe.
Oh. Did the kid have it? Did the kid get it? I don't know if it can reach it.
Can we get a
Reach
camera
him?
onto Gibbe? Is it
Get a
possible?
solo
is
camera on
it, is it
Gibbe?
not working?
Do you want to walk in here?
Peacock around?
Yeah.
Peacock around a little, Gibbe. Oh, he's got to, by all means, have your hat on.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. Come on
Last
in.
year, Sheriff
What a
Gibbe
saunter.
had a Super Bowl of Philly, Kansas City,
Wow.
with the Eagles winning it.
Wow.
Gibbe.
Unbelievable
Absolutely
job.
unbelievable. Gibbe, so you had your
Unbelievable job,
listen,
Gibbe.
listen. You had your Super Bowl you had your Super Bowl matchup
And the champion.
given to you right here on this program.
Oh, my gosh.
All right,
Gibbe.
our MVPs. I had Jordan Love. You both had Mahomes. We went 0 for 3 there. Offensive Player of the Year. I had CeeDee Lamb. You had Tyreek Hill, and Gibbe had Garrett Wilson. Mine was at least directionally somewhat in the right direction. Defensive Player of the Year. We all had Miles.
Yeah.
Coach of the Year, I had Peter LaFleur. You had Mike McDaniel. Man, you were in on the Dolphins.
I really believed in that.
Boy,
yeah, I really
yeah.
did. Yeah.
And Gibbe had DeMeco Ryans. Who was the Coach of the Year?
I think it
Wasn't
was
our guy.
Buffalo.
McDermott?
Was it McDermott?
Well,
Mc-
no. Or
Dan
was
Campbell?
it Detroit?
Dan Campbell. Had to be Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell.
Yeah, had to be Dan Campbell.
Playoff surprise, you and I both had the Bears. Gibbe had Tampa. Correct, Gibbe. Bust Steelers. I don't think we can call him a bust.
Kevin
Same
O'Connell,
with
guys.
Kevin O'Connell,
Oh, yeah.
KOC.
Deservedly so.
There we go.
Deservedly
Good.
so,
Yes,
then you
indeed,
rode the Sam
indeed.
Good job,
Darnold
Kev.
train too long. And
Bust of the
got
year, the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, no. We were just so wrong.
So wrong on the Bills.
We
And,
were wrong on. We
lot-
were
great
hell
many
bent
things.
that the
Wrong.
Bills were going to suck and
the
Derrick Henry
Ravens.
was washed up. Both
Neither.
of which not great.
And then Gibbe had the Packers missing the playoffs, which did not happen. Fantasy Player of the Year, I had Gibbe and I had Brees Hall. You had Christian McCaffrey.
Thanks. I picked him number one overall.
Comeback,
that.
By the way, he got
comeback
hurt
Player of the
yesterday.
Year.
Of course he did.
Comeback Player of the Year, I had Watson. You and both of you had Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
And first pick in this year's draft, I had the Raiders, so I was close.
Yeah.
6th, and you guys had the Patriots.
Patriots. And they were close.
Yeah,
Were they
close.
third? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Top 4,
Yeah.
I think.
Wow. All right.
So, but in case you're wondering for the scores, because maybe people
well,
are
we'll get to
wondering,
that, right?
Yeah, that was a number of combined.
We can't be great at everything.
Well, combined. Last year we were combined.
That's why I said tune in at 4:30.
Combined 70
Much
games
better
over
ratio
500
for
last
that.
year. No big deal.
Jeez.
Combined 70 games over 500.
All right. You want to do this division by division?
Here we go. AFC West.
Ooh, you're starting
Kansas
right there.
City.
God, I didn't
Casey.
have any of this.
Casey.
We're gonna have to go rapid fire.
We
No,
are.
You got it. You got it. You know who's in the AFC
I mean, there's
West.
only
You're
4
good.
teams. You have a
4 teams.
25%
Pick
chance
one.
of being right.
You're not picking against Kansas City. Give it. Come on.
I really want to, except
So
all
who
the
are you
injuries
picking
the
then?
Chargers have. I actually would love to go with the Chargers.
How about
but
the
I'll go
Denver
with
Broncos?
So Chiefs. He goes Chiefs.
Okay. AFC North, Browns. I don't want you guys to sit here
AFC
with no
Nor-
belief.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Sorry.
Jesus.
We're
We're in a
they're
transition
the
here.
best team top to bottom in the NFL.
I agree. Fine. To jinx them in your faces.
I hope so.
AFC South, Houston.
This is where I'm going with the curve. Jacksonville.
No, we need Jacksonville
we
to
have
not
their
be
pick
good.
who?
Oh my God! That's
What
right.
are you doing?
What's happening?
This is not how Corporate Bo is supposed to be behaving.
Sorry,
right
Corporate
now.
Bo.
Corporate Bo.
It's a good point out of you.
Corporate Bo is not getting it.
Jacksonville's
He's not getting
going
it.
1-16.
Yes,
Houston,
better.
Houston.
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 You can put him in as a wild card. We'll allow it.
Well, that screws everything up because I was going to have Houston miss the playoffs. But go ahead.
All right. AFC East, Buffalo.
Yeah, not making
Buffalo.
that mistake again.
All right. NFC West.
Do we have to do wild cards in the AFC?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
All right.
Let's go. NFC West.
Niners. Pedro's here.
Yes.
Let's
Niners.
Ram it.
I like that call. NFC Norris Division. I'm going to go with the Packers.
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Oh, man. LaFleur's going to be like, we don't need you guys all on us again.
No. South.
South.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, because I will not vote for anything on the gutless Falcons until they actually do something of consequence.
And the NFC East, I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah, no one ever repeats in that division, but it's hard to imagine. I just feel like
Fly
they're
Eagles.
too good.
All right.
Too good.
AFC wild cards, I'm going to have the Browns. I'm going to have the Denver Broncos. And I'm going to have the Bengals.
I've got Chargers, Bengals. Houston.
Houston's your division winner.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Denver.
Thank you, Corporate Bo.
We're going to the playoffs, dude.
I'm
We're a
putting,
wild card.
I'm putting
I hope
the
so.
I
hope so.
I have the Browns as a
Thank
wild
you,
card.
Gibbe.
I have the
We're longer
Broncos as a
tenured.
wild card. Stupid horse face. And
Browns,
I will
Broncos,
go
who
with
else?
the Bengals.
Bengals? Okay.
Okay.
So no Steelers.
Gibbe,
No,
we
I
have
will
it. We
not
see
put
it
them
exactly the same.
Yep.
I thought about New England. I'm not going to lie.
NFC wild cards. I've got the Rams. I've got Detroit, and I've got Washington.
Rams, Detroit, Chicago.
Okay. Gibbe.
Commies.
We're so chalk from last year's playoffs. There's no way.
I'm
any of this
going.
happens.
Yeah, I'm going.
No, I got new
commies.
ones.
Yeah, you have a couple new ones.
I'm
I
going.
would have had more
Leons,
if not for
Yeah.
Corporate Bo. I would have had
What?
more new ones.
Who-
And I
Who's your
think
second team?
Leons.
Okay. I thought you said New
And I
Orleans.
think just because I will not put the gutless Falcons in, I'm going the Seahawks.
Ooh, I like that.
I like it. So 4 new teams make it every year in the postseason.
Yep.
That's right.
That's the way it usually works.
Andrew
So I
Siciliano
do
said
have-
that as
I
he
do
walked
have
on a
4.
beach. I watched it yesterday.
Yeah. Well, the Browns and the Bengals certainly would be two of them.
Edgewater? Sorry, go ahead.
Browns and Bengals would be two new
Careful.
teams in the playoffs. All right. Your NFC championship game and winner.
I got Green Bay over Ramit.
Okay. I have Green Bay over Philly.
Wait,
Man,
NFC?
we are so big
I
on
have,
Green Bay.
I have
NFC.
Green Bay over Tampa Bay in the Battle of the Bays.
Battle of the
Tampa
Bays.
Bay, the NFC championship game. I'd get people excited.
That would.
All right. AFC championship. I'm going to go Baltimore over Buffalo.
Baltimore over KC.
I'm never picking against the Chiefs again.
I know.
So Chiefs. Chiefs over Ravens. Green Bay and the Chiefs.
Man, could you
If
imagine
the
if they
Chiefs go
lose
back to the
again?
Super Bowl,
Yeah.
what am I going to do for 2 weeks?
All right,
Going to
Super
Florida
Bowl
those 2
champ.
weeks.
We all have Green Bay in the Super Bowl. I mean,
So this
the
is
pressure on
9-0
them
chance
is
it's in
enormous.
it, just from the show.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go with the Packers over Baltimore.
Give it.
Packers over the Ravens. I had the same thing.
I'm going to go KC over Packers.
Is that like the original Super Bowl, by the way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Super Bowl 60.
Yeah.
60
Running it
years
back.
later.
Running it back.
MVP of the league. I'm going Joe Burrow.
Same.
And that, I know it.
This is good. This is
We're
a great
chalk.
reverse jinx that we're doing right here for week 1. You can't be the MVP after you get smoked.
I'm gonna
by
I'm
40.
gonna go off for some of these others.
Yeah. I think
Offensive player of the year.
this is a tough one because you don't. Offensive player year is really difficult. I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs with
That's
Detroit.
crazy. That's who I had.
Interesting.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I'm going Amon-Ra
Yeah.
St. Brown.
Interesting. Yeah. So
Okay. Defensive player of the year.
9-5. 9-5.
I'm staying in the Leons. Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh man, bionic leg. Coach of the year. I would say Kevin Stefanski. I just don't think he can get it a third time. I think it's like one of those things.
Three-
I don't
yeah,
think, I don't think they're
it's
gonna.
kinda like the
they're not
Kobe-
gonna allow that.
Only so many MVPs. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with.
I'm going with Ben Johnson of the Bears.
Sean McDermott.
I wrote down LaFleur, but I think there's just way too much heat on him. So I don't think so.
Take it. Peter LaFleur. It's a great one. You'll be one year. Who is on the hottest seat going right now? I think Zach Taylor is.
Zach Taylor is. He's got one more year on his contract, and the Bengals don't like paying people not to do something,
Yep.
so that might save him.
Zach Taylor, a close second, is his former coach, the head coach of the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah. If that
Callahan?
that's a good call out of you, Gibby.
Yeah, I like that.
If that doesn't look good for Cam Ward,
Yeah.
All right,
they
this
could
is
hit
called
the
playoff
ejector on that.
surprise. So it's a team that you don't have in the playoffs that you wouldn't be surprised if they do make the playoffs.
New England.
Wow, Braves.
can I say Jacksonville now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Perfect.
Jacksonville.
It's on the record. Mine is going to be the Arizona Cardinals.
I like that one. I think that NFC West could have.
Could go anyway.
I think it could. Yeah.
Especially
All right.
with Stafford.
Team that
situation.
people think is going to be good that's not going to be good. And you can go with Houston if that's what you really believe.
Yeah, I think. Well, Washington. I don't think Washington. I think Washington's going to miss the postseason. I think most people have them in. So Washington.
I'm going to say Minnesota.
I'm with you on them. I need to see it from
I got to see it.
that kid.
I mean,
It's a
everybody who's
lot.
ever played for Kevin O'Connell has been really good.
Stud, but wow, it's
Yeah.
a lot.
I know I voted for this guy for coach of the year, but it also wouldn't surprise me if the Bears aren't as good and Caleb Williams is
Way
not
to
as
cover
good
your
as we
bases,
think.
Gibby.
That's right.
I'm betting on them to win
Yeah.
and lose.
You're darn right.
Fantasy Player of the Year, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
Okay. Good. Our reverse jinxes are very strong.
they're strong.
I like
Force
it.
is strong.
I like
yes.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. Comeback Player of the Year.
Oh, God. I don't even know.
I don't
Can we go
even
on
know.
to something
Who's
else?
hurt? Who's
How
hurt
about
that was?
offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year? I don't know.
All right, who's going to have the first pick in the draft? New Orleans.
New Orleans, easy,
Yes.
easy,
They
easy,
are
easy.
awful.
Okay. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Genty.
Can I say co? Can I do a co or
No.
not?
No. No covering the bases, Gibby.
I'm saying
All right.
Marion Hampton.
I'm going
I like
Travion Henderson.
Oh,
Buka,
wow.
runner up.
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Mace.
Carson Schlesinger.
Mace.
I'm
Mason
going
Graham.
Schlesinger.
Carson Schlesinger.
Well, Schlesinger's going to be.
All right, did we do it?
All right, we've done it.
All right,
It's done.
There you go. There you go, kids.
There it is.
I won't tell you to put your kids through college on that because obviously
No.
we did not do that last year.
We have a track record.
That's
of not
coming later.
providing.
Overs and unders coming your way next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. The brand new Doghouse by NJM Insurance. Play Madden, snap photos with Chomps and Brownie the Elf. Get ready for kickoff. Come early to Dog Pound Drive. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM, proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time for the first edition of Overs and Unders.
Let's go.
Zagura, the reigning champ.
Garbage. I let him win.
It's been letting you win a lot. 8 years now.
Gibby, you've been
8 years.
letting me win for what is
I
it?
let you win the 1 year
5
because
years?
I just refused to play by the rule of I'm just going to bet the opposite.
You could have
Not bet.
No, that's where you needed to try to make a comeback, but you just for some
went the
reason
other.
I don't know what you
I
did.
don't know.
No, I was winning.
The one that was the worst is when he could have just picked everything
Yeah.
you picked and guaranteed a victory.
Oh, yeah, that's what he
Not
said.
doing that. I'm not laying
Then
down.
he chose to try to actually do the game. Like the win was there, Gibby. All right, here we go, boys. Over-unders, Zaguri, you're the champ. You go first. Ooh, yeah. Joe Flacco, passing yards, 265.5.
That's an overdog.
Gibby,
What did he say?
he's over.
Under.
right.
You know what? Have you seen the forecast?
I don't know that it matters.
I'm going to throw
What
a
is it?
little.
What's
I'm
going
going
on?
to throw a little wrinkle.
No.
No,
So I had
no.
this conversation with
Hold
the
on.
lovely Miss K this morning.
Nope.
And we went
you
on.
need to actually look
All
at
right, I got
downtown
AccuWeather.
Cleveland.
Okay,
I
I'm
got
on it.
AccuWeather.
There is setting up potentially in
What?
the morning
What?
for a lake effect rain similar to what we had a couple years ago where the rain literally hung right,
All right.
over the stadium the entire day.
Gibby, hold on now.
I'm at under 50%.
All right. I'm gonna get AccuWeather on it because we all know that
I have
that's where it's
AccuWeather.
at.
This is what's saying 49%.
Now I've even
But
pinpointed
morning.
it. I've got
Put
it
it
pinpointed.
at the stadium.
I'm putting it at the stadium.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I just did. Waterfront, Cleveland Shores, high of 69, a stray shower in the morning, otherwise partly sunny and breezy.
What's the hourly?
Partly
What's the
sunny
what's the rain percentage?
and breezy.
It's never even gets to 50%, dude.
No, Gibby.
No,
But
Gibby.
gotta
You're
get-
on some other app.
You got to get on the right app.
Miss K's on that app too, and she was like, "It's 80%." No,
Settle down.
No,
That ain't
calm
it.
down.
Get,
It's not
get to the right
AccuWeather.
apps. We've done the app game. In fact, there's never a point.
That's in AccuWeather.
yeah.
Burn.
At 11, it's 49, 50%.
I'm going under because our defense is going to take care of business.
There you go. Well, what does that
Joe
do with Joe
Flacco's never
Flacco?
thrown for less than 300 yards in a game with the
You
Browns.
know what's funny?
This is good.
I looked him up even last year in Indy when he started.
Bo, he leads the league in passing yards per game since the start of 2023. That encompasses Indianapolis.
Next,
Over, under.
Joe Burrow completion percentage, Gibby. Joe Burrow completion
Wait, was that
percentage.
first one Flacco or Burrow?
Yes, Flacco.
Oh, I thought you said Burrow.
No, Flacco.
I'm still going under. I'm still going under. You're fine. I'm still going under.
Come on. Yeah, come on.
I'm going
Throw the
under.
flag.
I'm still under. Never mind.
Joe Flacco completion percentage. Joe Burrow completion percentage. I'm sorry. Now you've got me flummoxed. Burrow completion percentage.
It's the Stetson.
68.5%. That's what she said. Go ahead. 68.5. It was too easy. 68.5%.
For Burrow.
Burrow.
Under.
All right.
Under.
Dr. Z.
Hold, please.
It's a new year. It
It
doesn't
is a
even
new year.
matter.
It is a new
Is
year.
that an over or an under?
New year, new me. I'm saying Joe Burrow. And what was the number?
68.5. Completion
So
percentage.
he's done that against the Browns. See, I think it's going to be quick hitters. I'm going to say over. I think it's going to be quick hitters. It's not going to be a lot of efficacy for those quick hitters, but it's going to be quick hitters.
Good word. Private school.
That's
Next.
it. Well,
Clearly.
English
Over,
teachers.
under.
Yeah, the dean is in here.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a 2 for 3 here.
Excuse me?
Receiving yards, Zagura. Chase and Higgins. Over under, Judy, Chief, Fannin. Chase and Higgins. Over under, Judy, Chief, and Harold Fannin.
So they averaged 150 yards a game last year. Chase and Higgins against us. Jerry Jeudy has a game where he had 235 yards.
By himself.
Self.
Easy. Now he's got Flacco. Jerry may have 337 yards receiving tomorrow, Sunday.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, baby.
Over.
You mean under.
I
Our
mean,
guy's
give
over.
me the Browns.
Browns. Yes, so under.
My God.
Give me the
Get
Browns.
it out.
Give it.
Browns.
Bring me Kabali.
Browns. I love
Kabali.
Kabali. Shout out, Mark. Hope you're
Such
well.
a human. Next.
He's the best.
Over, under.
Gibby.
Yes.
Sacks and turnovers.
Ugh.
Thank you.
3.5.
That's a good way to say it.
3.5.
For our
Finally
defense,
took 8 years for me to change it.
That's good.
I think we're under. I think we're right at 3.
All right, under Gibby. 3.5. Our defense. Sacks and turnovers.
Bring me Burrow.
Over.
He's been sacked more by the Browns than by any team in the
I could
National
be
Football
0-5
League. He averages
to
being
start
sacked
this,
more
I
than
feel
3
like.
times a game against the Browns alone, folks. Do the math.
Next.
Over, under.
Segura. The actual. 48.5.
Big matzo ball.
By the way, if you were
48.5.
you were watching that game last night, I believe had the same exact total.
Yeah.
41 of them in the first half.
That's right. You're going, psst. Living your best life.
Smooth sailing.
You don't even get close.
No.
Delay, you go to sleep, you were going to wake up.
Surely they'll get another one.
Yeah, surely you can't be serious.
No.
I am serious. And I say over. Shootout at the
Shootout.
OK Corral.
Oh, baby.
Under.
Marshall. Under.
Are we all opposites?
I have one that's the same. Chase and Higgins, Chief, Fannin, and Judy.
I could be 1 and 4.
That is the same. You could go
Or
4
I
and
could
1.
be 4 and 1.
It's all in play.
Maybe 5 and 0.
Z with Batodio's second hour scores as well. Cleveland Browns Daily presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
You're up.
Welcome back to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Ethan Zagura and the 7-time Pro Bowler Joel Bitonio. 7 in a row, looking for number 8 this year. And we kick off the 2025 season at home, the Cincinnati Bengals. First of all, how happy are you that we're finally at the regular season? I know the veterans there, training camp. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm excited. Training camp isn't quite as stressful as when you're a young guy, but you still kind of want to get to the games. Like this is what you're here for. You're here to play some games, and we're to the regular season finally. So it's been exciting. Kind of ramped up this last week or two. The energy, the stress levels, the anxiety, but we're ready to go.
They've said that, you came back. Stefanski says golf simulator. You say the Stefanski offense. What's it been like getting back to both of those things on a regular basis, and probably a lot more the Stefanski offense, but getting back in that groove?
Right, he says that, but now that the season start, I'm done with the
There's
golf
no
simulator.
simulator.
So it's not really a fair thing.
Yeah.
But in the offseason, AB was like, yeah, I had a feeling you were coming back because every day you'd like work out and you're hanging out of the building playing the golf simulator. He's like, so I assumed you were kind of coming back before you told me you were. And I was like, yeah, that's a fair point. I guess I gave that part away. But no, I'm feeling good. We've come back with Coach Stefanski, Tommy Reese's wrinkles, Coach Bloomgren. Like they've all kind of put a lot into this offense, and it feels good though. It feels a lot like 2020, 2021, 2022. You want to run the ball. You want to take your shots on play action.
Sure.
You want to do those things. Get your guys, Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku, those guys the ball in space. And so it's felt good. We'll see how it goes once the season gets going, but just where we're at, what we've installed, how we've practiced, I think we're at a good point.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good. You wake up some mornings better than others, but for going through camp and ready for week one, I'm feeling pretty good. We'll see once you start playing 60, 70 plays a week and how the body holds up there. But going into it, I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling ready to roll.
I know you had a big talk with Joe Thomas this offseason about that. He said, look, if your body can do it, let's do this, right? And obviously for him, his body got to a point where he could no longer do it. I know he's living vicariously through you now. So how was that kind of conversation, and how much did that kind of factor and maybe even affect your outlook on things?
Yeah, I talked to a bunch of different people, and Joe obviously was here. I talked to Mitch Schwartz and John Greco and some of these guys that have played and done their thing and have retired, and so going through it, you want to get opinions, and it's always your own personal opinion, but you hear things from other people,
sure,
and it gives you an idea. And
some things resonate, right?
Right.
You're like, that makes a lot of sense.
And Joe was kind of like, hey, man, like if you can play, I would. He's like, my knees were shot, all those things, but he pushed. He kind of helped me push through it. I was at that point when I was talking to him, I think I had already decided like I wanted to play again, but getting some reassurance of like, hey, like I think you should, kind of helps push you over the hump as well.
So what does this mean to you to go out there 2025? Joe Flacco, the quarterback. You've got a lot. You mentioned some of the stars on offense. You got stars on defense, but you also have this mix of infusion, right? 12 rookies on this roster. What's this kind of like the vibe like for this football team? Because it's an interesting roster in that sense. You've seen a lot of different rosters in your times here at the Cleveland Browns, but this one has bona fide stars on both sides of the ball, Pro Bowlers, all of that, but then also a ton of rookies, and quite frankly, some who, if they're as good as it appears, could be franchise changing for us.
Yeah, it's exciting. You have your corner, you have your Myles Garretts of the world. You have your guys that have done it and been there and played at a high level. But you bring in a rookie class that I truly feel like in training camp has made a big difference for us. Carson Swester, Mason Graham on defense.
Yep.
Like they're going to be guys that contribute, start day one, and play a lot of football for us. And then on offense, Harold Fannin has like come in and like just been impressive. Like the way he catches the ball, but the way he wants to block, and maybe not in line all the time, but his movement blocks and the way they can use him on certain plays has been really good. But everybody in the rookie class to me is like really bought into like the program and how we work around here and studying the film and stuff. So I feel like it's like been a really good young rookie class, and you get 5 undrafted guys or something or 4 that made the team, and it just shows like the work they've put in and the steps they want to take. And I'm excited to see them, play some real football too.
All right, one of those undrafted guys, I got a chance to interview. I was like practically weeping at the end. I couldn't have loved him, Aiden Huntington. You've got, I'm sure, the opportunity to go against him a little bit in practice. What a story. He's been incredible. He's popped the entirety of the preseason. Now he's on the team. kind of what is your Aiden Huntington through your eyes?
Yeah, so early in camp, he was going with like the threes on defense, so I didn't block him that
Sure.
often, but he was making plays, like he was splashing in one-on-ones and stuff. I was like, man, he seems pretty active, like pretty strong. I was asking some of the young guys how he's doing, and then we go to Carolina and we play this first game, and I'm just like, oh, 66 just made another tackle on special teams. Like he is like flying down the field. And I'm like, that's pretty impressive. Like that's going to be hard to be like, no, we can't keep this guy around. And so he kept doing that, and he started making plays on defense as well. And they're like, hey, maybe we'll give him a fullback rep here or two. And so when you start getting plays on offense and you're playing on special teams and you're rotating on defense, it's like, all right, this guy's probably going to make the team, and he's doing a good job. But the thing I've noticed is like I'm an early morning lift guy. I'm always in there. One of the first guys, Joe Flacco, lifts early. Like some of the old guys, we're up anyway, so we'll go in there and get our lifts in. And Aiden is always in there, and he's not lifting, but he's always doing something to take care of his body. He has this like routine that he just sticks to. And I'm like, for a rookie to have this big of a routine and kind of understanding he needs to take care of his body, I think was one of the more impressive things with him.
Do you still get excited about that even at this point in your career, like a cool story like that?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. I mean, anytime like guys are living out their dreams. Like I remember my first start, like going into Pittsburgh and like started off bad, but we came back, we tied the game, we lost the game on a last-second field goal.
Tremendous commitment to the run in that game.
It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
We were down big in the half.
And we kept running the ball. But I just remember those moments, and you don't ever fast forward like, 12 years where I'm going to be at now, still playing. But for each one of those guys, like making a roster, playing your first game, like these are all huge moments. And the guy came in and competed, and so you're so pumped for him to be able to make the team.
You talking about that Pittsburgh thing just made me realize that your first game was my first game on the sideline, and then being a part of the broadcast team, we go all the way back to 2014,
look at
folks.
us
Here we
now.
go.
Yep.
Look at us now. Doing pretty well here, Joel Bitonio. All right, new defensive coordinator. And this is something I talked with Kevin Stefanski about. There's probably going to be some unscouted stuff, right? Al Golden's coming from college. You don't really know for sure what he's going to do. How helpful is it to have you and Wyatt and Ethan and Jack and David and Jerry and then, of course, at quarterback Joe Flacco, guys who have just been around that expertise, I feel like, is going to help unscouted looks where maybe a really young team might struggle with some unscouted looks.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit that nail on the head. Like, you got to put in your base rules and you got to put in your understanding. So if you see a look you haven't practiced or walked through, it's like, all right, what are our rules here? Like, who do we find? Where are we going? And that makes it a little bit easier. We've pulled up some Notre Dame film to see some of the stuff he did in certain situations there. The personnel's different.
Totally.
But just the way he likes to call plays, like if you're calling certain things on 3rd and long, you're probably doing that in the NFL too. You're probably doing that throughout your career. So we've had a lot of film and a lot of time to study. We know a lot of their players, but it'll be good. I think once we're out there, we have enough vets that we can talk through anything we see and be like, all right, this is how we're going to pick it up for the rest of the game. So I think we're in a good spot there, but I'm sure we're going to see some stuff that we haven't prepared for, and that's part of football.
All right, walk me through a Saturday night Joel Bitonio before the home opener.
Oh, man. Well, I'm old enough now where they let you stay in your house if you want, and I do not stay in my house because I have 3 kids. And
You're like, I need to sleep.
I need to sleep.
Yeah.
And so I go to the hotel. We have our meetings. We walk through there. I'll have a little snack afterwards, nothing too crazy. Get some melatonin in the system.
Yeah.
Walk through. By Saturday night, like, you're prepared. Like, you have enough of the game in there. It's really like, can I get a good night's sleep, hydrate a little bit, wake up and get going. But
do you still get butterflies at this point?
You still get butterflies. I mean, every game you play, especially as a lineman, like a lot of your job is like protecting your brothers out there. So it's like you have to. When you don't care about it, that's probably when it's like, all right, I don't need to be out here anymore. But no, you still get butterflies. You still want to compete, and especially the first game of the season, like it's like, hey, like we still got it. We still can play football, And so it'll be a big moment. But no, I keep the same routine and just kind of roll with it.
I'm excited to get in front of the fans, hear that crowd at Huntington Bank Field, and how much does that help you? Because obviously they're quiet on offense, but certainly very loud when RD's on the field.
Oh, it's gonna get fired up, and truthfully, no matter what we've done in the past, like the year we went 0-16, we came back the next year, like the crowd week 1 is unbelievable, unmatched. The Muni lot's going to go crazy. Like perfect weather. I'm a lineman, so maybe 5 degrees cooler. It's already, pretty
Low
cool.
60s, dude. You're
yeah,
good.
I can't complain. But no, it's going to be awesome, and I hope they let Miles and our guys get off the ball as fast as humanly possible.
How much of a factor is that? Because you do it from the opposite side. So let's say we're in Seattle or we're someplace where it's really, really loud, and you do have to go off that silent. How much of an advantage is that actually for a defense?
Yeah, I think it's huge. For the silent count, like there's only so many different head variations and silent counts you can do. When you're using your voice, there's a lot of different cadences, a lot of different tempos. If you're a great quarterback, you can really get them to, jump with your voice and cadence and stuff like that. And the head bob is definitely a little bit different. And for the tackles, unless they're, Joe Thomas, who has an unbelievable get off, it's hard for them to really time it up.
Yeah. Joel Bitonio. Always a pleasure, man. Can't wait to see you out there. Still kicking.
Yeah. Thanks for having
Elite,
me.
folks. This right here, the gold standard, Joel Bitonio. Thanks for the time.
Thanks.
Add more fun to your fandom with the Bally Bet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place that first wager of 10 or more. Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Your keys to victory. Your kickoff forecast. It's all coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, we got something exciting here. Play the Ohio Lottery's new $5 Win Big scratch off for a chance to win $100,000. If you don't win, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter the Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great football prizes, including Cleveland game tickets, even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game, only from the Ohio Lottery. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly. Go to your favorite Ohio Lottery retailer today. Get your hands on one of these new $5 scratch offs. It's called Win Big. You can win $100,000, and if you don't, you can enter to win game tickets and other prizes. Get yours today at your favorite favorite Ohio lottery retailer. And remember, play responsibly. It is time for the keys to the game. It is the Browns. It is the Bengals. It is on the lake. A high in the mid-60s. Some showers earlier in the morning, but by the time we play, it should be quite nice down on the lake for the Battle of Ohio. For the keys to victory, we turn to Dr. Z.
All right, folks, here we go. It is week 1. It's the Browns. It's the Bengals. When the Bengals have the football, the Browns have to do a couple of things. First of all, when you get those quick passes out, we talked about some of that quick game, that means we've got to tackle in open space.
Yep.
So we're going to have to tackle and limit the yards after the catch, especially on early downs, and stop the run on the early downs. We want them, even though they are a darn good throwing football team, and yes, they're great on third downs. I do believe that they will have some success on third downs. You can't stop everything. Last year, in terms of third down conversions, they were 47%, fifth in the NFL. But if you can get into third and longs, make them one-dimensional, where you know you can get after Joe Burrow and he has to hold the ball to get the guys past the sticks, then I think that's where we can get the sacks. Joe Burrow's been sacked in 8 games against the Browns in his career. Is 3-5 against the Browns. Been sacked 27 times. That's more than 3 per game. So that's where we have to make a big impact here. Get him into those third and longs, get after the quarterback, get those big sacks. And we do that again by being strong on first and second down. When we've got the football, no offensive penalties. Cannot put ourselves behind the sticks. No offensive penalties. Be good with the football. Be safe with the football. Turnovers, obviously, and offensive penalties were problems last year. And defensively, if you can get a takeaway, that would be great. Win the turnover battle. We talk about that. When you play clean under Kevin Stefanski, we win basically 6 times for every time we lose, so that would be important too. But just more stylistically, get the ground game going, be efficient, and I think we're going to need some real chunk plays in this game. I think that's going to be a big part of what we're able to do. That's what Joe Flacco does very well. Get the ball down the field, hit some of those chunk plays. If we can do that, I really think that we've got a good chance. And then on special teams, Andre Schmidt, this is a big pressure situation, finally realized his dream of kicking in the National Football League 7 years after he was the Lou Groza Award winner in his freshman year at Syracuse, which is wild. Has never
crazy.
kicked in the NFL before. He's been fantastic. He's got tons of leg. If we can be even on special teams, obviously I'd like to win special teams, but just at least be even. Don't beat ourselves on special teams. I think that's really the key. I really think control the line of scrimmage. We should. We are the better defensive line relative to their offensive line, and we're a better offensive line relative to their defensive line. Don't let Trey Hendrickson wreck the game. It's a little bit different, I think, for them than it is for us. We've got a little bit more talent around Myles Garrett on that line. Don't let him wreck the game, and let's go. Let's hit some big plays. Let's attack this defense. We've got to score the football. I think some people are saying, let's keep Burrow off the field. Let's slow it down. Yes, you want Burrow to be off the field, but I think you want to go up-tempo, attack this defense. There are young players that they're going to be counting on at the second level. And Demetrius Knight, who's replacing their leading tackler from a year ago, I want to put him in a bind. I want to get 12 personnel. I want to force them to put either Oren Burks, who's kind of a journeyman, or Barrett Carter on the field as that third linebacker, and attack those guys, exploit them. I want to see Harold Fannin. I want to see Bond running down the field. A big game for Judy, the Chief, who had Chief's got 3 100-yard games in his career.
Yep.
2 of them were with Joe Flacco in 5 games.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I kind of like your read of it. I think we were 48.5. I think in the over-unders was kind of the number you were looking at. I think over. I think you're going to see some fireworks.
I thought so too. We'll find out. Gibbe said no. Gibbe's like, no low scoring. Joe Flacco, no yards. I hate the Browns.
Defense wins championships.
Yeah, you have us under on sacks and takeaways.
Sad.
Come on,
Hate
Gibbe.
to see it.
Because
Hate to
I
see it.
think they're going to – it goes back to those short passes.
Have we?
But you
ever-
also are, you don't like his completion percentage either.
No,
Gibbe.
because eventually he's going to have to throw the football.
All right. Have we ever opened the season with the scores like this? Guest picker.
No, right
Week
out
one?
of the gate. Week 1, never. It's without precedent.
I mean, this is.
And right now,
Well, the
he's
last time he was in here as
Well,
a guest picker,
I don't remember how he did. I remember that he basically
he went against the family.
He chose his team over his son.
That's
I know
right.
that happened. But I don't. Was that the trial of Pedro, or was that 2 visits ago?
No, that was a different one.
2 visits ago was the
Yep.
trial of Pedro. Yeah. All right. Well, he's ready. We're ready.
We're ready. Let's go.
A
Continue
little
excitement,
segment
G.
we like to call "Do Pay Attention to the Scores." They're coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet on 850 ESPN Cleveland. OBM, the preferred provider of copiers and document services for your Cleveland Browns. They'll tackle any size office. Call 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. It is time for the scores.
Let's
we have
go.
The San Francisco Kid is here. Mr. Zagura is here.
Let's
Young
go.
Zagura is here. We've got generations
Where's your
of
hat,
Zagura.
Nathan? Corporate
Nathan, where's
Nate.
your hat?
Let's go.
God. Just homesteading in the great Northwest.
That's right.
Gold Rush took you west. Hearst got all that ore.
He did. The color.
He did well. The color
Yeah.
spoke to him. You ready for this?
Are you ready?
I don't know. It's
We're
all
ready.
relative.
Zagura, how many kids did we put through college last year?
I'm told
The world.
from our listening audience alone,
Yeah.
I am told 1,342.
Wow. That's a good job out of us. Well done. We have done this this will be our 8th season.
Yeah.
Picking every single
And last year was
NFL
kind
game.
of a down year for us.
It really
And
was.
We were still
But it was still, it's
70
every
games
single
over
game paying attention to the scores.
every game.
Paying attention to the scores.
Yep.
And we have never even been in the vicinity of 500.
No.
And we've never
No.
obviously had a losing season and normally massively winning season. What did we do last year?
Last year we were a combined 70 games over 500.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, kids. What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. No, and we've had years though where we were in the like upper 80s. 90s.
Individually.
Individually,
we had one, we were
when
like
we were both like
60,
40 or
yeah.
50. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Last year was mid 30s for both of us.
Yep. And 1
I
and
think
0
it
on
was
the week.
74. I think it was 38 and 36. As a matter of fact.
1 and 0 on the week.
I told you on a Thursday. No chance. Why even show up, Cowboys?
No
chance.
reason to.
Yes. Yes. It was very good.
Shall we dance?
The answer to that, I would like to say to that, I can't because we get thrown off the air.
That's
and I'd
right.
No longer be corporate.
I mean,
Bo,
then
so
we're not on from 3 to 5.
Maybe I should have said it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
YouTube only coming your way soon. All right, away we go. Week 1 in the National Football League, and we start with Friday night foosball from Sao Paulo, Brazil. As the Kansas City Chiefs were awarded for their runner-up finish in the National Football League last year on the road. They're the road team, too, playing the Los Angeles Chargers. Bo Bishop, lead us off.
So they go to Brazil against the Chargers, and then next week they host Philly.
Perfect.
So that's the NFL doing what they can to limit what Kansas City can be. I hate this one. I hate Brazil on a Friday. I don't like it at all.
Maybe on a Saturday, but not on
I
a
do
Friday.
think, though, that Kansas City has heard nothing about themselves on the field in months. It's been all about the off-field stuff. It's all about Travis's fiance and that whole all of those things, and it's not about
Her
football.
name
And
is
I just
Taylor
think,
Swift.
I think everybody knows who she is. I think Kansas City's going to have a year, and I think it's going to start tonight. I got Kansas City 31, Chargers 27.
Did the Chargers lose Rashawn Slater or Rashawn
Yes.
Slater, who was their left
They did.
tackle? I think
And
that's
Mekhi Becton, I think, who's now with them, is questionable to doubtful now.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough for that offensive line. I'm with you. Chiefs making a statement, starting to make another run to the Super Bowl. Chiefs 35, Chargers 25. Oh,
Pedro, not Pedro.
I've watched Harbaugh at Stanford. I've watched Harbaugh with the 49ers. I've seen what he does at Michigan, even when he knows the other team's plays.
See, that's good.
And
Plays well in this
do,
town.
do not bet against Harbaugh.
All right.
So I'm going to say it's 31-27 Chargers.
Chargers.
outright in Brazil.
Family on
Mr.
family
Z
crime going
swinging
here.
big out of the gates.
That's fine. There's no, we can all have our
Zagura,
own opinions.
this one is for you. We move to Sunday. New England and the Mike Vrabel era begins for the Patriots. New England without star corner Christian Gonzalez out with a hammy, hosting the Vegas Raiders.
So this is one that I had the spread. This is my biggest mistake of miss on the whole guess the
Sure.
lines
Yeah, it was.
back on
Yep.
Wednesday because I thought the Raiders were going to be favored, and they are not. Geno Smith, Genti, Pete Carroll, Max Crosby. I feel like the best players in the game are all on the Raiders. Brock Bowers. Who are the top players on the Patriots? Christian Gonzalez, he's not playing.
Drake May.
Who's he throwing the ball to?
I know.
Old Stephon Diggs.
I
know
know.
they've got Travion. We still haven't seen him yet.
Yep.
I don't know. I think the Raiders win this one, and I think they kind of win it handily. I think it's 24-17. Raiders.
Bo Bishop.
Yeah, I see it the same way. And I do think New England will play well for Vrabel as the season goes along. I just think the veteran things that you brought up with Vegas, to me, I feel this just is ripe for them to go there and get a win. Maybe it's false hope.
Yeah.
Maybe their season's a disappointment, but I'm with you. I get the Raiders as well.
Pedro.
I also have the Raiders at 17-14.
There we go. Unanimous.
All right, onward we go, and the Aaron Rodgers reunion game. Rodgers, Pukers at the New York Football Jets in Jersey City. Bo Bishop.
I mean, I just see no scenario how Pittsburgh doesn't handle this in week one. I just don't. I think they know exactly what Fields can do and what he can't do. I think they'll put up – I think Rodgers is supremely motivated. They're very confident over there what they can be offensively. I think, honestly, the run game is going to be more dynamic now than it was in the past. I got Pittsburgh going in there and handling business.
Zagora, Nathan.
I'm with you. Cam Hayward was back at practice today wearing a dress shirt under his jersey, which was an interesting
That's a choice.
choice.
Cam? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think that they've got to take it. The Steelers, it's the one they need to have. I think there's a lot of personal animus there for Aaron Rodgers, and I do think they win. I don't know it's going to be easy, but I think that they win it ultimately something like 20-17.
Pedro.
I'm going also with the Steelers, and
Good,
I think
reverse
they're
jinx.
going to have an easy time at 30-10. And before halftime, Rodgers on the field will be screaming at least one of his receivers.
That is a lot.
Feels like
the
a lot.
over-runner on that, that's a lot.
I believe you have that.
It'll be a receiver not named DK Metcalf, whoever
No.
that is on their team. Yeah.
Good Dean Pedro, sir. If you can move closer to the microphone. That'd be
Yeah, we need a little
Thank
more
you.
boom, a little more bass. in
He's
your
moving
voice.
around like a few of our players. It's a duck, dodge, and weave. Right now, the Indianapolis Colts and the Danny Dimes era beginning in Indy on Sunday. Colts hosting the Dolphins. Darren Waller now doubtful. I guess he got hurt.
He's out.
But Achane and Hill good to go. Nathan Zagura.
This is one that just doesn't seem to. Again, this was the other one where I had the wrong team being favored in it. I don't understand how Miami doesn't win this game and win it handily. Climate-controlled environment. I like the Dolphins in this one. This probably feels like it's so obvious that it's probably not going to be. But in the early season, typically you can go with that before they really kind of settle in and hone in on who these teams are and what they are. But that's how it feels to me. It feels, and I guarantee this is one where we're going with the world. I think the world is taking the Dolphins by points.
But sometimes the world's
sometimes-
right
sometimes
early,
they're right.
and
Yep.
and the other thing about it is Miami, when Tua is healthy, is formidable,
Yeah.
and he's healthy now, and it's climate control. They're fast. I like them in this one. I like Miami too.
I think they
Same.
could win big.
Yeah, I do too. I'm with you.
PNP.
I also believe that Miami is going to win easily. Aren't the Colts still trying out quarterbacks?
Danny
Yeah.
Dimes. Maybe
it's
Dimes
his.
is who it's going to be.
his. It's him.
They had a charmed life for a while, going
Yeah.
from Manning to Luck.
Yeah.
This is the Fox A game of the week. Tom Brady and company will be in Washington. The Commies opening up their season hosting the G-Men. Andrew Thomas doubtful for the G-Men. The wide receiver Malik Neighbors, obviously, who magically always appears on the injury report on Friday, is good to go.
Good to go.
So, Bo Bishop.
Yeah, Commies win the game, but this just screams Russell Wilson at the back door.
No.
I think it
I'm
does.
pulling the
Haven't had a
shade
good
down.
booty.
I think, come on in, Russ. We got
They're
a
gonna
nice
be-
tenderloin in the sous vide.
They're going to be
Let's go.
screaming for Jackson
No.
Dart. Screaming for Jackson Dart.
I think it's a back door. I got Commies winning closer than the experts think. 27, late 24 for the G-Men.
You're down on the commies. It's well documented.
It is.
And now we're seeing it here. I think, again, this is one where they just this has beat down potential. I really think that the commies, they have added Debo Samuel. They got McLaurin back in there. They've got Jaden Daniels. They've added to their defensive line. Von Miller's was added there. You said Andrew Thomas is out. I think Russ is not very good anymore. He's not. I think they win it pretty easily. I think to the tune of 33-20. Commies.
PNP.
I think that their offense, the Commanders' offense, is going to be unstoppable, and 38-20.
Wow. All right.
All right. Next up, this is definitely a candidate for the inmate game of the week. Carolina visiting Jacksonville and the Jaguars. How will Jacksonville play their two-position star?
Yeah.
To be determined. Nathan Zagara.
This is one to me that really is surprising in terms of, honestly, where it ends up here, where this spread has ended up. I don't think the Panthers are great, but I do think they can sneak in here and maybe get a little something. Although I do have some people who have pretty good knowledge of it that are like, actually, no, it turns out they're not very good.
Turns out they're not good at all.
Yeah. I don't know here. The hook is what I feel like the hook is going to bring me back, to quote the great blues traveler.
Oh,
Jags 24, Panthers late, Bryce Young to T-Mac. McMillan 21.
Bishop.
I think Jacksonville has a big year offensively, and I think it starts
Brian
in week one with Brian. You just think about Lawrence with Thomas on one side, Trav
He
on the
better
other.
have a big
I mean,
year.
it's just the backs are good. Like, they just have a ton of weapons. I think they unleash them in this one. I got Jacksonville huge. Jacksonville 91, Panthers 2.
Yes.
PNP.
Jacksonville 17, Carolina 0.
0.
Shut out.
Bryce Young finished the season hot last year.
They might fire their coach if that happens.
Yeah.
We need to kidnap like one of those guys.
What's that?
We need to kidnap like Lawrence or one of those receivers.
Yes.
So that thing. A lot of weapons for him.
Up next, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road against the gutless, maybe, Falcons. Bo Bishop.
Baker Mayfield lost, and the Buccaneers lost both games last year to Atlanta.
They did.
Both games. What do we know about Baker Mayfield?
He is a quarterback, and now he has a Wings commercial.
He also keeps lists,
He does.
and he remembers the lists. He's Arya Stark. He remembers anyone who wronged him. Whatever Tampa Bay's best is, you're going to get it Sunday. I like the Bucs big.
The Falcons just seem to have their number.
They do.
Nobody's really talking about the Falcons.
Not like last year, apparently. We were all over them.
Yeah. And I like the talent. If Penix is what they think he is, this is a team with a lot of talent, a lot of firepower. They got Bijan. They've got a pretty solid defense. I think Tampa is going to win the game. I do. Doesn't give me a lot of margin for error.
No, it does not.
But I think that it will be by the score of 95-94.
PNP.
590. What a shootout.
Shootout. Fun.
Records falling left and right.
Fun. Wet your beak on the fantasy players in that game.
Good sir.
Yeah, who you got, Dad?
I think the Falcons are going to win, and it's going to be, once again, a high-scoring game. I will say 12-10.
No, this one's going to have a little bit more juice than that.
Up next, this is the inmate game of the week. Let me interest you in Arizona on the road visiting
Arizona
the NFL's
by a
worst
billion.
team.
Same.
Next.
Billion. Arizona by a billion.
I'll go along with that.
Yeah. I don't know what the number would be that would make me take it at New Orleans. Like 14
and a half.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, gross is what it is.
I wonder what the public. I'll tell you
We'll
what the
have the
spread on
dean
that was.
open up and lead us off on this one. The
Publix
49ers.
on New Orleans.
Crazy.
Christian McCaffrey.
They don't know. How bad that is.
TBD. It's still early. It's almost 5 o'clock. It's almost 2 o'clock there. We should have an injury report within probably about 5:02. 49ers visiting the Seahawks to open things up. PNP, lead us off.
Well, it's going to be, at this point, difficult to assess what the Niners are going to be like. If McCaffrey plays, they win. If he doesn't play, they don't. But they have 10 rookies that made the roster. 9 were drafted, 1 was undrafted. And the expectation is that within a couple of weeks, 5 of them are going to be starting. So have absolutely no idea what the defense is like at this point. And the other thing,
Bob Sala's back, Dad.
yeah, he is. And the Shanahan kryptonite is the Seattle's head coach. When he was at the Ravens, he used to shut that offense down.
Yeah.
And this is his second year in Seattle.
He had a little bit better talent, perhaps, with the Baltimore Ravens than he has there in Seattle.
Did you go? Who'd we go with then?
Niners.
He's got Niners. All right, Niners. Go ahead. Team of your youth.
Yeah, I also am going to go with the Niners. I think Seattle, though, is going to be pretty frisky this year. I like Clint Kubiak as the OC. I like McDonald there. I like it. I just think the Niners are kind of being slept on. I think it's a Ricky Pearsall breakout performance game, introduce him to the world. I like the Niners. Not going to be easy. They got to exercise some demons in that stadium for sure, but I got the Niners winning this one 24-12.
Same.
All right, Bo Bishop in this late afternoon slate, the Denver Broncos. Can they follow up on their outstanding season from a year ago? They open the season hosting the number 1 pick in the draft, Cam Ward, and the Tennessee Titans.
They become like this year. They're like the team like where people are trying to zag and not pick the Bills or the Ravens or the Chiefs or the Eagles. I've seen a lot of people pick Denver.
Yep.
It's too much, too soon for that. I can't get there.
I
but
agree.
their defense is top 5 in the league defense, and number 1 overall picks starting in their first game are like 8-20 against the number, let alone straight up. So I think this is beat down city. I like the Broncos winning this 81-2.
I can tell you, Jeff Jarrett, 1-0 against him, by the way, no big deal. Texted me. He's concerned
happened.
about this.
By the
It
way,
happens.
PNP, he's getting back in the ring. Did you know that?
Yeah,
he
it's
knows.
possible.
He knows
It
he's
is
getting back in the
possible.
ring.
It is possible.
Of course he is.
Yeah, I don't think they have a chance in this one. I do think like Cam Ward will get like a late touchdown, but it's not going to be enough to get close to this. They're going to be down 20 all game long. Denver 95, Tennessee -3. Let's go. It's my pops. That's me,
PNP.
Padre. Yeah. Yes, Jake's. Oh, look at he's giving you some
Oh,
love. That's a great choice.
Senior swag.
Senior Swag. Well,
There he is.
Hey, hey.
Den-
El Prez.
El Presidente.
El Presidente.
Denver signed Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga, an All-Pro from the Niners defense.
Good name.
Yeah, very drop.
And-
Solid drop.
Their defense is, I think, better than top 5. They're going to probably be top 1.
Nick Benito.
Might be one.
And
Nick Benito. Gibbe, you remember
so
that pick 6?
I'll go with Denver by 30.
He's a hell of a player.
Oh, my God. Denver by, same.
Same.
I mean, I think
All
I
right.
actually had him by, I had
him
Tennessee
by
at negative.
79, I think.
Yeah.
The NFC.
If Will Levis was starting this game, oh boy. The question would be, would the Denver defense outscore the Tennessee offense? That would be the only
That would
thing
be
that would
fair.
really be
Yeah.
in play.
The NFC Norris division takes center stage in the late-day games. The Micah Parsons era begins in Green Bay. Packers hosting the Detroit Football Lions. Bo Bishop.
Packers.
We're all in. Listen, you lose both coordinators, it's Detroit Rock City. We love doing DLD. We've had the time of our lives.
Oh my God, MGM Grand,
Oh,
the time of
so
our lives.
nice, right there on the
Grayson
river.
store, right around the corner. Get you anything you want. Come on
Mom's
in, boys.
spaghetti. But it's not going to be enough here. The cheese heads.
Spaghetti.
That's a, come on, you can get.
I don't even know. How about
I
a
know,
cheese
that's
curd?
so
We're
great.
in Green
so
Bay.
great.
Yeah.
So great.
I'm going to disagree and go with the Lions.
Well,
Leons.
why?
Leons.
Dan Campbell's your kind of coach.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
you
is.
like that guy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Next, Matt Stafford is good to go. The Texans don't have Christian Kirk. Los Angeles playing host to the Houston Texans. Nathaniel. Bless you, J-Mac.
I like the Texans.
Yeah.
You don't like the Texans. You love the Rams.
I didn't have. I had the Niners winning the division though.
Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams. I like all of that. The Matt Stafford,
I'm with you.
It-
I read it the same way
it
you do.
has to be a bigger deal than it's being made out to be.
I agree.
Maybe it's not. This is one in the real world, staying far away from.
Oh, yeah,
Not
yeah,
if
yeah.
if this was not just the scores land. I'm staying far, far away from this one because I really don't know. It's hard to
don't know
even
how
make
you
in a
could.
sense because you don't know. So I'm going to go with the one thing that could be bad is that Stafford's rusty or not fully healthy or any of that. So I'm going to take Houston. I think the Rams win the game, but I think that hook again is going to be helpful. I think it's a 30-27 C.J. Stroud announces that, you know what, I'm back.
Yeah, I really could see Houston winning this game too, and this does not mean that I think the Rams won't be fine as the season goes along. I reject the notion that a guy can't practice for a month and then hop in a week.
He's not practicing.
He's not practicing. It's not about not playing preseason games. He's not practicing
Yes.
at all.
Yes.
And I just don't think you can just do that. So I think Houston's actually going to win the game. I got Houston outright.
Pedro.
I agree with Stafford having been out too long to be crisp, and I think Houston's going to win it.
Let's go.
Final one, and it is Sunday night foosball. The Ratbirds, Isaiah Likely out on the road in Buffalo. Chicken wings, beers, table smashing. The Bills putting their kicker on IR this afternoon, Tyler Bass.
What?
Yeah.
Come again?
That could have some big fantasy
There you
implications.
go.
And make sure you check
Josh
your lineups.
Allen, though, has a new deal with New Balance. All is well
Yeah,
with
they
the
went into
world.
football. New Balance. They got him and Marvin Harrison.
There you go. Bo Bishop.
Marvin Harrison needs to step it up, though.
Bills are winning at home in the opener. Bills are winning the home on Sunday night. They're going to get the win. Yeah, I think they set a tone, and I think they win in the opener. Give me the Bills.
I've got the exact same thing. I think the Ravens are the best team in football right now, but I'm with you. Nobody circles the wagons. There's Josh Allen right now is America's sweetheart.
He is, yeah.
I think that he got the good vibes coming out of, we did sit down with Kyle Brandt. He's the star of Hard Knocks. Haley Steinfeld, all of it. Everybody loves him. Not a bad thing said about him. Nice golf game as well. I think
Quickly,
puts it
we're up
right
against it.
down the middle. Bills outright in a fun one. I think it's going to be a fun one.
Me too.
A little feeling out early, ends up 27-24. Bills.
PNP quickly.
Ravens pull it out with a pick six.
Oh, my gosh. Called his shot on the pick six.
Wow.
So much more to come, including our score. You're
We'll be
listening to
having
Cleveland
beef
Browns
soup when that's
Daily
happening.
on 850 ESPN Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns High School Game of the Week, presented by Ohio Cat, showcases top matchups, rising stars across Northeast Ohio. Each week, fans vote for the game they want to see, and the winning team earns $3K in funding, plus spotlight coverage on the Browns' social media. This week's matchup, the pride of G-Man, Wadsworth at Medina. Tonight at 7 is your game of the week.
1 minute.
Bengals, Browns, Dr. Z.
We're doing it. We're making a statement, folks.
Let's go.
We're going out there. Beat down. Browns 31, Bengals 21. Shootout. Browns double-digit victors.
I think it's tight, but I think we win too. I think it's a bit of a shootout. I like it 31-28.
Flacco, 2 TDs to Judy. They win.
Let's go!
Let's go.
30.
Let's go! Sunday, University Hospitals, Cleveland Browns Radio Network, 9 a.m. Browns Game Day, Ken and Gerard. 11 a.m. The kickoff show with Andy and Tyvis. 1 o'clock kickoff, Huntington Bank Field. Bengals, Browns, Z, Andrew,
15.
Gerard. Let's go! We're back Monday to break it all down. Thanks for listening. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.